So how did Gurudev begin? Look at your notes. That will wake you up. What did he do?
Basically, he was affected with two things. One is self-effort and other was divine of the divine.
Grace of the divine.
Self-effort, master of secret.
So, self-effort is required. We discussed that in the morning. For what is self-effort required?
To reach up to Mahat.
To let go of the sense objects, then come to the senses, then come to the mind, then come to the intellect, then come to the ego. Yeah. When you reach there, till that time, to go beyond the ego even, self-effort is required. For all this, self-effort is required. Yeah. Now when you reach the door of Mahat,
Grace of the divine.
Now grace of the divine. So both effort and effortlessness. I call the whole path effortless because it's actually to stop doing what you are doing. Yeah? What are you doing? I like this, I want this, I don't want this, I hate this. You are struggling. You have to just stop the struggle. The whole path is effortless actually. Drop this struggle. Dropping the struggle, that is the effortless path required to come till the gates of Mahat. After that what happens? Grace of the divine takes over. Yeah. Only if the grace of the divine is there will you be able to meet the steps. Now it's not another, it is you only. So beautifully, all the Vedas, Upanishads describe this. Yeah? That only the grace of the divine can get you to the final destination. And what is the final destination? Brahman. And what is the difference? What was the Hindi words for Purusha and Brahman Gurudev gave you? It's not up here. Don't look at the slide. Think. Where was it?
Hindi.
Yeah, the Hindi words. Also Sanskrit also used the same words. Come on in the video, right in the beginning. Both the answer is awareness. Yeah. Antaratma and Paramatma. Yeah. So it was the Purusha and the Brahman. Antaratma and Paramatma. And what is the Brahman? This pool of consciousness is the Brahman. Yeah. Prakriti is in this pool of consciousness. Yeah. And that Prakriti is moving and whatever it is doing on the energy of the Purusha. The energy of the Purusha which endows the Prakriti, its movement, its motion, its function. Clear? All this is inside that Brahman consciousness. So Nachiketa has been instructed on both the effort required to come till going beyond the ego And after that, the grace of the divine. That is why faith is required on this path. You have to fall in love. There is no other way. Remember yesterday I told you? Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Both will come to Bhakti. You have to fall in love. There is no other way. Yeah? And it's the sweetest part of it. Love is the sweetest part of your life, isn't it? The most delicious part of life. Yeah? Like that only, on this path, you have to come to Bhakti or devotion. What was the next thing? Could you discuss?
You mentioned about the car is not there, knowing object. Most of the people do that.
Perfect. We think, oh, I have to see a white light, yellow light, blue light. Somewhere I read blue light. Let me look at it. No. This is a misunderstanding. It's not going to happen. Yeah? You cannot see your own self. How will you see your own self? You are the Purusha. You are the causal body. Are you getting it? Yeah? And you're going to close your eyes and see yourself? How is that going to happen? Yeah? So get out of these things. These are all misunderstandings, concepts made by people who got misled on the spiritual path. Yeah? You don't get misled on the spiritual path. You be very clear, absolutely clear. And there is no blue light, white light, yellow light. Somebody came and said, what? I see some figure, Jesus-like figure walking towards me. I said, no, drop all these. This is all imagination of your own mind. You read it somewhere, somebody said it to you, so you have started imagining. Yeah? If I'm meditating and I'm imagining something, where am I? Subtle body. Yeah. I came out from the physical, but I got lost in the subtle body. Are you seeing this? I have not gone into meditation. Yeah? So I have not taken the next step required. I'm stuck somewhere. So recognize this. Analyze yourself. Have I started doing that? Just imagining things in meditation? Drop. Yeah? We do guided meditations to get you away from here. We tell you imagine the sky, imagine the space. So for some time you stop thinking about your spouse who has been nagging you for the last 10 hours. Yeah? Somewhere we take you, okay, think about the space, think about the moon. You've done moon meditation, sun. Yeah, we take your attention away. And after that, you go beyond that. What is there beyond that? Even you don't know. So you are lost in nothingness. That space takes you within. Yeah? You understand why guided meditations are like that? To take you away from this Nama Rupa in this world. To take you deeper within. And then there is a silence, if you've noticed. And then Guruji brings you back again, and then he chants the mantra to get you back to the physical body and in the waking state. Yeah? So every meditation is designed on these three states. Everything that you've been doing, every practice, every little technique that we've done, any of our eternity process, DSN, advanced course, everything is based on this. Yeah. What's the next thing?
Be in it, but not be affected by it.
Like a lotus. Yeah. So, okay, I want to be on the spiritual path. You are like, okay, yes, I am all pumped up. What does this mean? Should I leave everything now? No, I have to get rid of Nama Rupa, but where is the Nama Rupa? Here. If It's no use if you run away from this world, run away from the people, but the thoughts of those people are still in your mind. What's the point? Even if you're sitting on the Himalayas, you're still thinking about this person in US. No use. You see what I'm saying? Yeah? So, again and again, from the mind, do tyaga. What is tyag? Drop. Yeah. I drop my anger towards this person. I drop my jealousy. I drop my greed. I drop my hatred. I let go whatever I'm stuck to. Did you do your homework? Did you make a list of your raga and dvesha? Really? Show it to me. Fully blank, no it is?
This is continuing. Every 2 hours, 3 hours, something that happens.
Very good. Are you all there? Are you doing that? What she's doing? I didn't see all heads nodding, huh? Being 100% sincere is the first requirement of this path. Otherwise, you're not going to get there. Guruji said yesterday, I think, yesterday's talk, by listening to scriptures, you're not going to get it. Yes? Yeah. By reading scriptures, by listening to scriptures, you're not going to get it. By running after the Guru also, you're not going to get it. How are you going to get it? Self-effort, sincerity on this path, applying this knowledge, going within. That is not there, it's not happening. Next.
So, four stages. Sorry. What is the object to be known, then knowing, knower, something else.
Object, knowledge, knowingness and knower.
Perfect. Right here. Where is the object? And the physical body. At that level, you are stuck in the objects of knowing. Yeah? Objects of knowledge, whatever you want to call it. Yeah? Where is the knowledge?
In subtle level.
The subtle body. All the knowledge is stuck in my mind, in my intellect, yeah, in my memory. All the knowledge is at the level of the subtle body. Now, pay attention here. Where is knowingness?
Still causal body.
Where is knowingness?
Knowingness is Brahman, right? That is what we have been talking everywhere.
Now you know the layers of the self. Now tell me, where is the knowingness?
Avya or Purusha.
You can do everything. I know there will hit.
It will be in the self.
I think it's Brahman.
Who created the policies and procedures? Knowing this.
So knower is the Brahman.
Knower is the Purusha. Purusha is not different from the Brahman. It's the same.
Using object of knowing, not.
No. Object of knowledge is first. Second is knowledge. Third is knowingness. Fourth is knower.
So what is the difference between object of knowledge and knowingness?
Object of knowledge is iPhone. How can it be knowingness? It's an object.
Okay.
Knowingness is like the...
Yeah, knowing about the iPhone. No, yeah, it is the mind. It is the intellect.
Explain with examples.
It is the hard drive that has all the data, and then we choose what we want out of it, right? But the excess of the hard drive is the object. It is there, the whole thing. Like if in an office, all your data is stored in that one unit, right? That is the object. what comes to our computer, a personal laptop, will be what we, through the knowledge and through the object, what we try to access.
Nice way of explaining. You're IT? You understood it?
No.
Okay.
I imagine that.
Yeah, that's a good way of
What I
saying.
know is three levels. One is object, other is knowingness, like, and last is knower.
I know you know knower.
Huh?
I know you know knower and you know object. You're stuck between knowledge and knowingness.
Yeah.
Knowledge is again
it's combination of memory, intellect, ego. It's in the subtle body, so it's combination of all. So it's basically in your memory that this is an iPhone.
Yeah, now they're confused what is knowingness. The ability, patrata. The ability to know is knowingness. If you want to put it that way. Yeah?
Ability to know.
Ability to know. Patrata.
Or the extent to which you can.
Correct. So, if my patra is small, I will only hold little. If my patrata is big, I hold more. Ability to hold, to contain, is knowingness. Got it?
I don't know.
That's in the subtle body.
Huh?
Is that in subtle body?
Knowingness is at the causal body level. Knowledge is at the subtle body level. Knowledge is all in the intellect, right? What are we doing? All this spiritual knowledge. Where is it sitting? Going and sitting in your?
Memory.
Yeah. First your intellect processes it. Yes, correct. Yes. Oh, this is new. This I've never heard before. Who's doing all this cut foot inside? Intellect. And then he says, oh, this is fantastic. I need to apply this in life. Yes, this is really good. Puts it in the memory. All this is happening at the subtle body level. Got it? Yeah. You know the knower?
So when you say knowing is avyakta, that means she decides how much patrata that we have?
Oh. The more closer you get towards the Purusha, your patrata increases. The further away and the more gross you are the one reducing your patrata. Yes? Who decides this policy? Patrata big, patrata small. Who's the one? Avyakta. Maya. Remember strategy planner we discussed this morning?
You said patrata will increase as we move towards the size.
Mm-hmm.
Then again you are saying who will decide the patrata big or that part I don't understand.
Who decides this is a policy? Who decides this is the procedure? Avyakta decides, no?
To be able to maintain that knowledge. Who decides, oh, this is the procedure that you have to follow to be able to understand.
Correct. Writing down that procedure has been done by Avyakta. Don't start imagining there's somebody called Avyakta with a lari sitting and writing now.
Very interesting.
I gave it a visual for you and I gave you a word. Now don't stick to that. It's just to understand. When you read Sankhya philosophy, it's explained in different ways. This is my version of explaining it to you. But understand what it is. Yes? Avyakta is the unmanifest, out of which the Mahat comes. Mahat is that germinating place that gives birth to ego. And from ego comes earth, water, fire, ether, air. And all of them combine and Prakriti is born. You see, one out of the other. That's how they come.
So when we simplify as Brahman dividing into Purusha and Prakriti, there are a lot of things in between as well, right? This is only for
Just for initial, basic initials to talk about. Yeah? But this has more behind the scenes. Like you don't see what is happening behind the scenes. All you see is I'm talking to you. Behind the scenes, somebody is doing Google Hangout. Behind the scenes, somebody is doing Ustream. Behind the scenes, somebody has taken care of the shlokas. Yeah? So much work is happening behind the scenes. This is only what you see in front. Like that.
Behind the scenes, all are there.
Yes, they are there. What is the next? Wake up, who's sleeping?
Liberation is exiting with knowingness.
So what is awareness? Increasing awareness, coming to the present moment we did yesterday.
That is knowingness.
Knowingness is there, but it is clouded right now because I'm so lost in raga, dvesha, past, future. I can't see. I have put the curtain in front of my face. Yeah? Becoming more and more aware and more in the present moment. Dropping raga, dvesha, dropping anger, jealousy, hatred, even attachment, passion, ambition, anything that clouds my intellect, clouds my understanding or clarity. It's very important. I come to the present moment and I achieve the mastery in the present moment, being 100% in the physical, in the waking state. Then what happens?
I'm 100% aware in the subtle.
100% aware in the subtle body or in the dreaming state of consciousness. When I attain mastery over that, what will happen to the dreams? They drop off. That phase becomes smaller and smaller in the night. And then
100% awareness.
100% awareness in the deep sleep state. When I'm 100% aware in the deep sleep state and I attain that mastery, what will happen at death? I'll be aware. Yeah, I'll be aware at death. And there will be no fear. I won't have that fear of death and die immediately. Yeah? I won't faint. I won't go unconscious. I'll be aware. Yes? That awareness is what Guruji was talking about. Exiting with knowingness is liberation. Got it?
Actually, Guruji said before that knowledge, knower and knowingness are all the same.
Finally, it's all Brahman, no?
Yeah.
It's all the same.
I think he mentioned about Kaschit Dhira.
Very few courageous, brave people can walk this path. He said, no, so many people out in the city. How many are even interested in spiritual knowledge? And even out of the ones that are interested and start walking this path, how many actually start implementing it? You must have seen lots of people, no? In Art of Living also. How many are implementing it? You know? The mind is very smart. It fools you. Yeah? Same thing will happen to you. Tomorrow, Monday, you will go back to work. Yeah? So tomorrow you will still have the effect. Tuesday still. By Wednesday, all gone.
That's why Thursday started.
He also discussed different ways soul exists.
Now we come to the soul. Besides the soul, the other knowledge part is clear. Yeah, I was waiting that the rest of the knowledge part gets done, then I'll come to this. And there are no other points that you've written.
He mentioned design, manufacturing design, senses sound.
That is a cute thing. It's actually a sutra. I put it in your shlokas. It's really sweet.
What is that?
And God is so funny. He made the senses outside. You should have put them in. It would be so easy to go to the Purusha. You know, it's a sweet way the sage is teaching the disciple that your senses are outward. Turn them inward. Now we'll go to the soul, the most important topic. And we did this, winning immortality. Yeah, how you are, he says, no, move from the sense objects to the senses, from the senses to the mind, from the mind to the intellect. Intellect comes first. Yeah, yeah. Kalpesh, you have to play that, hit the play button. Yeah. From the sense objects to the senses, from senses to the mind, from mind to the intellect, from the intellect to the ego, then to the Mahat. What is Mahat? You reach the door. Yeah? These are the levels of the self. From Mahat to Avyakta. From Avyakta the Purusha. And then the final union, Purusha uniting with the Brahman, is what it's called. What is it called? Yoga. It's called yoga. Yeah? So now he tells you what happens when at death you go through this reverse process. Yeah? He's telling you how the soul is. The soul is now described. Soul as in the causal body or the Purusha or the spirit or the self. Different names given to the soul. How is the soul? The size of your thumb. Look at it. Is it the full thumb from here till here? Just the first. Yeah, the first, whatever you want to call it, the digit, the first ring. Yeah, that is the size of the soul. Yes, and it is different, and science has also proved it. That's why we do our fingerprinting when you enter the US. Remember? Yes. So everybody's thumbprint is different. It's amazing. So that is the size of the soul. And this size remains same in an elephant or in an ant. And where is it? Did you understand this part? Yeah. You have two hearts.
The soul is formless. The soul is formless, then how it is finite? We make it finite when we say
No. We are just telling you the size.
It's not the thumb.
It's not the thumb.
Yeah, I know. I know
Just
about
the
it.
size.
Yeah.
Similar, just to give you an idea, to understand.
Is it some like mythological? Because we say spirit, like the soul is formless.
Yeah, it's formless.
Yeah, but when we say it is size of your thumb,
Okay.
that
It's
means
not
you are
exactly
making,
that
that's
small.
fine. That's fine. Yeah, it can be, I know, whatever. But we say it is size of your thumb. So we are making it form.
No, again, we are not giving it any
What he's saying is you are giving it a limit.
a limit. Okay, we are limiting it.
Yeah.
It's just to help you understand. Yeah? That little red dot, the size of the thumb that I drew yesterday. Yeah? That's all it is. Yeah? Don't go around thinking it is something else, something big. Yeah, just to help clarify. It is just that little ball of energy. That is what am I. I am that. Yeah? And why it has been given that depiction? Because you can't do much to a little round thing. What will you do? Yeah. Otherwise, you manipulate and make concepts and decipher different meanings and you extrapolate knowledge. What will you do with something which is small, little, and round? You won't do anything. Yeah? Your mind cannot dissect it anymore. Angushta matra. Angushta. Just the size of the soul is just given to you, and that is what it is. It is the size of the thumb. And where is it located?
The emotional heart.
In the emotional heart. Where is the emotional heart?
Subtle body.
So now, let's talk first about this physical body. Your physical body has chakras. We talked the other day. 7 chakras. For the benefit of all, let's revise them. What are the chakras? You don't need to know the names. Where are they? Coming to that. Base of the spine is the lowest chakra, the first one. Next,
then the
genital. Second.
Then the stomach.
Stomach is the third, or navel. Fourth is
Heart.
chest, in the center of the chest. Then next, throat.
And Ajna chakra.
In the middle of the eyebrows and top of the head. These are the 7 chakras. They coincide with the subtle body. Yeah? When the plexus in the physical body coincides with the chakras of the subtle body, what does it mean? He told you. What does it mean? What do you do in Hari Om meditation? Stop looking at the PowerPoint.
You
Bring the energy.
You open those.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. Why are you opening those? Why this way only we are going? We can go this way?
Because on the yogi, the soul goes upwards.
How sweet to me. Oh, he gave you one very important sutra, went very fast through it. There are 101 lines and one perfect. Not 101. 110. Oh, 110? Yeah. 110 pathways.
Only one goes through.
Yeah. Only one goes from the heart to the crown of the head. And that is the way to the self or the Purusha. All the others lead to death. That is a sutra. What does it mean? Remember I told you yesterday, your subtle body has lots of channels. It's like a net. Yeah. What are these nets? What is it comprised of? It's nadis. So all these nadis are a part of your subtle body. Yes? These nadis, where they converge in the subtle body, are the chakras in the subtle body. And these chakras of the subtle body coincide with the plexus in the physical body. Got it? And only one of them goes from the heart to the crown of the head. That is the way to the Purusha. That is why when we do Hari Om meditation, we go from down to up.
110, what is it? What are they called?
Nadis.
But in the body there are 72,000 nadis, right?
Yes, these are the special channels. We'll discuss these things also. What is the difference between the 110 and the...
So this is normal, like one goes to the top, or more can go, like if you do more practice.
How is it? No, that's the way it is. Only one goes. I have only one heart. Only one heart possible, only one liver possible. Only one. You have to channelize your energy through that one. Yeah. You got Kundalini and all these things. Yeah. Similar. These are the similar things. We can learn more and more as you go deeper. Yeah. So these go like that. The energy goes from your heart to the crown of the head. And that meditation, completely moving your energy from the base to the top, from the base to the top, actually starts opening up the chakras. And the meaning of opening up the chakras is to drop all this bickering of the mind, intellect, this ego, this memory. The faster all this drops, the easier your chakras open up. The more you are full of negativity, hatred, anger, jealousy, whatever, the chakras are closed, your paths are closed, there's more stress. You've heard these things. You know, right? So they open up how?
Dropping.
Let go. Let go of raga and dvesha. Everything is just nama rupa. Let me not be stuck to it. Yeah? Slowly they open with more and more meditation, more calming the mind down, more being on this spiritual path. Everything becomes easier. Yeah? The faster this opens, awareness becomes, the percentage goes on increasing. You come to the 100% awareness very fast. Yeah? Because you've coupled meditation along with knowledge. Your speed becomes super fast. If I'm just doing meditation, is it sufficient?
No.
I'm hopping on one foot. How far am I going to get hopping? Not too far. If I just read knowledge, is that enough?
No.
Again, I'm hopping on one foot.
It's very dry.
You have to couple both together. Then you start really running fast. And your percentage of awareness, from 30 to 40 to 50 to 60, fast it comes to 100%. Please mute yourselves, everybody. Yeah. So in the physical state, I come to 100% awareness like this. And then I can be 100% aware in dreaming. And that goes to deep sleep. You see? And it is the channel that takes you to the top of the head and helps you meet the Purusha or unite with the Brahman.
These chakras are either closed or open, or they are partially open too?
They can be partially open depending on an individual, how you are emotionally inside. Yeah? One more thing, Guruji called the subtle body emotional body also. Yeah? So it has interchangeable same name. You understand mind means thoughts and emotions?
Yes.
Yes?
So different chakras may be different
Emotions.
And open different sizes, right?
So the base of the spine is, come on, who knows? Colors. Base of the spine, which emotion? Inertia. And when you turn around the inertia,
Creative.
enthusiasm.
Procreation and creation.
Second, at the genitals is
Procreation and
yeah.
creation.
So lust, the negative side, and the positive side is creativity. Yeah. Come to the third chakra, navel. Greed and jealousy is the negative. Turn it around. Joy and generosity. That's why Buddha has a thick stomach. Yeah? Very generous. Yeah? And joyful. Yeah? Laughing Buddha. When you come to the heart, what are the negative emotions here?
Fear, hatred.
Fear and hatred. Yeah? You feel also fear, no? You do this. Don't you? Yeah? Fear and hatred. And you turn it around? Love. And here, throat? Grief. Turn around grief, turn around gratitude. Yeah? When you sob, you choke, no? Yeah? So, grief turns to gratitude. Even in gratitude, you choke. Yes? Good. Yeah? Turn it around. Alertness, awareness, sharpness. Have you noticed since you've come into Art of Living and knowledge and meditation, you become sharper and sharper and sharper? So more alert, more aware. The Ajna Chakra starts opening up the more you are in knowledge. It really helps you. And of course, top of the head, just bliss.
What? Top of the
Bliss.
So two sides means negative side is more, chakra is more closed.
Yes. Turn it around, observe it, observe it, observe it, turn it around. Let go of the negativity. Yeah? then the positive side. And once it's positive, it's open. Once it's negative, it's closed. So you make a list. Now we listed all the emotions. Out of this, what emotions are you really stuck in? Make that list for yourself. Take a moment and write it down. There were just few emotions we discussed.
So it is nicely said that you don't have to do that home Hariom meditation for this one. Like when you're feeling hatred or something like that, you can focus over there. That's just list.
Last work, write it down. Right now. You don't have to put it in chat. You have to write it down. I don't want to know. It's for you. Where are you stuck? You should know. You should be aware of it.
That's what like all.
Good. Very good. Write them down. At least you are aware. Right now, your ego is very low. Are you noticing? You're ready to accept, yeah, I have this. This is a good time to do this homework. Yeah? The moment the ego is up, it says, no, I'm perfect. I don't have these problems. Then there is no progress in life, right?
On Thursday.
Don't share this book with your spouse.
That's why all couples are sitting very far from
Perfect. Your energy is flowing through that. Yeah? The subtle body meets the physical body at the spine. That's where they actually coincide. Chakras belong to the subtle body actually. They coincide with the plexus of the physical.
Actually, when the baby is formed, the first backbone is formed.
Yes.
So I think that process is happening.
Absolutely. Guruji also said, no, without the consciousness or the Purusha, how can even the first cell be born? How can that one cell divide into two and the two into four? How can that division even start? Yeah, that's how a baby is born. First the soul comes and then the multiplication happens. So when the soul comes, the first thing it's going to do is prepare its path. How to reach? How you find me? That's why it is called Mahamaya. Greatest Maya.
Now we are 100% sure we don't want to come back.
Tell me on Wednesday.
Again, I have to go through all this. Yeah, maybe we can do a video chat with the 30th Wednesday.
No, but at the moment we are pretty sure we don't want to come back.
Write that a note to self. I don't want to come back and I'm sure about it.
Not to come back unless enlightened.
Yeah. Then come back and enlightened, like a master.
Come back.
Yeah. Come and help us all.
So many people are there.
Ektaji, I have a question.
Huh.
You told us that the soul actually decides the parent, and then also the path that the soul is going to take for the life that they will be in. So does anyone help them put these things in calculation, or is it just our impressions that just decide everything?
Impressions.
Does the soul have a say in it?
No. Your impressions. Yeah? You had the strongest raga or dvesha with your mother or father. Yeah? Hated or liked the idea, but it is true. Yeah? Your strongest hatred or your strongest love, yeah, was the one that decided this is going to be my parent. Because right now you are bound by your own raga dvesha, bound by your own impressions. Yeah? That is what decided, and you had to wait that much time to be born. Sometimes souls wait a very long time. I told you yesterday, hundreds of years also. Hundreds and hundreds of years you have to wait sometime. But that is hundreds of human years.
So in many cases, kids are not ended to the parents.
Ancient souls.
That soul must be very divine soul, because he has to find the same parents to come back.
Same parents?
No, same means that level of parents, so he can.
You cannot come to a different charge. The voltage matters. You remember? We spoke about the voltage. Yeah. Voltage is what? How is it decided? Your only raga and dvesha, your only spiritual progress decides your voltage. Yeah? The less you are spiritual, the less you are in sattva, feeble voltage. The more spiritual you are, the more compassionate and loving you are, the higher the voltage.
That soul also has to find those kind of.
Yes. That particular voltage is required to come back.
It's better to have dvesha with some rich person.
You want to come back?
Rajendra wants to come back.
You're the only one who wants to come back as a rich person.
No.
That is your logic every time you talk about money.
Yeah, I'm not saying it this time, no.
About that.
If you keep thinking about money, what will be the strongest impression in your whole life? You're thinking only money. At the time of your death, what will happen? The strongest impression comes to your mind. Whatever you have given a lot of focus on throughout your life, that will be the last impression that will come up just before death. And you'll remember, I have to tell my wife there is a Swiss bank account. Listen, the 1, 2, 7, no, the password. Where are you going to be born? Inside your Swiss bank account locker as a mosquito. Do you really want to do that? Because you can never be sure that just because I think about money, I'm going to be born to a rich man. No. Just because I have dvesha with a rich person, that person could be a beggar in the next lifetime.
Yeah.
Do not even start thinking. Avyakta is thinking much better than you are thinking. Avyakta knows Rajendra is going to think like this. Let me fool him.
Make the head of glass
Regarding these voltage and charges and all that, the Japanese, they took it very seriously. So in World War II, at the end of World War II, when they had conquered Korea, they wanted to make sure that no great people are born in Korea because they wanted to continuously colonize it. So they calculated paths of whatever energy channels and they dug in iron rods over there to make sure that no great personality is born in Korea. So they took it pretty seriously. And, yeah.
Yes, that's true. I also heard this.
So it's a lot. It's not just in our Indian thing, but it's all over the.
Yeah. All scriptures say this.
The buried iron rod.
Yep.
What does iron rod do?
They wanted to mess up the whole
energy
energy flow.
Yeah. So they put it in like specific spots.
Avyakta has its own ways. So all scriptures scriptures have this. It's not just in our Vedas that we are talking about. Specifically, this is the Samkhya philosophy that I am talking about, if you are interested. But other scriptures also have it. Not just Asian scriptures.
So, Ektaji, how does this calculation happen when an animal is born as a human?
What happens?
When an animal is born as a human, how does this calculation happen?
Oh, the animal's strongest impression is that human probably. Or a human killed that animal. People go hunting, people do such things. You never know. Yeah? But I have seen people, I've told you this before I think. Yeah, if you've met tribal people, they're so innocent. They are very simple mind. They are not complicated and controversial and messed up and political like, our minds can be. Have you noticed? Very simple. There's not so much raga dvesha. Have you visited a tribe ever? There are in US. New Mexico? Where is it?
Right.
I visited back in India.
But they know, knowingly or unknowingly, they are killing the animals and they're doing the thing, right?
But they're very close to nature. What I'm saying is they are very close to nature.
Yeah, when French came to Canada, the locals, the Indians, they raised their hand and welcomed them and said, "This is not our land. This is God's land. You can take it."
Yeah. Very simple people there. Very simple. The minds are very simple. Yeah. It's very beautiful. Actually, in the first human life that you probably get, you can get enlightened pretty fast. All these complications we've done. Ego, I am this, I am that. Oh, I am so intelligent. I have acquired this degree, PhD. Yeah, I am this and that. Big egos develop as we go. Yeah, that's why faster the better. Get done with it this lifetime. You don't know if you're coming back again or not. And if you come back also, do you have the guarantee you'll come in a human body?
And even if we come in a human body, we don't even know whether we will get guru or the spiritual path at that time, guidance at that time.
Absolutely. Do not postpone it. Right now. This is the time. Guruji said no today. Yeah? That when the subtle body has collapsed onto the causal body after death, in that collapsed state, all the impressions are there, they are like frozen. Now you are stuck with this, whether you are and whether you move on to being a Pitra or a Deva or Kinnara, Gandharva, doesn't matter. Till the time you are in this frozen, collapsed balloon, there is no growth, no learning, nothing. No spiritual progress. For spiritual progress, you have to again, and for that, you have to expand. That expansion happens only if you take a human birth. Got it? So, don't postpone this. Don't think, I am past 40, it might not happen now. Remove this thing that you have in your head. She's just somebody who asked the question. Most of you have this thing. I'm so old, where my impressions are going to change. No. This moment Satori can happen right now. So let's go back to the soul. Yeah, going back to the soul. So we've discussed size of the soul, and also the soul needs to be in an expanded state. This subtle body needs to be in an expanded state to be gotten rid of. You cannot get rid of the subtle body in the collapsed state. Clear?
Yep.
All the impressions are where? On the subtle body. Is everybody clear? Everybody is not repeating, so. All the impressions are on which body?
Subtle body.
Subtle body. And subtle body after death is collapsed. Yeah? and when it is collapsed after death, it is frozen. You cannot get rid of the impressions. To get rid of the impressions, you have to become expanded. And the only way to become expanded is to come into the human form. Got it? Human birth is really essential. Do not waste it, guys. Yes? So now what happens to somebody like Gurudev? Subtle body is gone, is it? All raga, dvesha is gone, all impressions. So subtle body is gone. Do you think the causal body can come into a physical body without the subtle body? No. Causal body needs a subtle body.
Maybe it's all causal. He said that thing about the butter.
It's called Lesha Avidya. Lesh means trace. Like me, if you have butter on your hands and you just throw the butter away, little trace is remaining on your hand. That trace is called Lesha. Lesha Avidya. What is Avidya? Ignorance. Little bit of ignorance is required to even come back into the physical body. And what is that ignorance? He described the fan to you, remember? Rajas, Tamas and Sattva. All three gunas are required for this creation to work. So that is why though Gurudev is enlightened, he will still go through the guna of Tamas and sleep in the night. Yeah? It's not always. Yeah? Guruji is very little sleep, I've seen that. Yeah? He's discussing all these things till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. He sleeps just 2-3 hours and again at 5 he's up, again discussing, working. Yeah? Up and about. You've seen Guruji travelling every single day. There is just very few days in a year where Guruji takes a break. Very, very few. Like in the mountain. 3, 4, 5 days like that. Yeah, one of them is Navratri. He's in the ashram all the 9 days. And the first 6 days, 5 days, he's in silence. Complete silence. That is the only rest he gets really. Otherwise he's up and about. And we lazy people don't have time, So busy we are, no, with TV. With nonsense, Nama Rupa. Yeah.
With this Lesha Avidya, so a little bit of ignorance is required for the causal body.
For the subtle body to exist in somebody like Gurudev. So somebody in the audience had asked the question to Guruji, so what happens to an enlightened person? And that we could not hear. I don't think they had the mic. You could not hear the question. We could only hear the answers in this video. So he said that the subtle body is required for the causal body to come into the physical body. The causal body cannot come into the physical body without the subtle body. Got it? That is what this slide is. A subtle body is required, but it will have minimum just required by who? Avyakta, Maya. Perfect. Avyakta decides this procedure, policy also. Got it?
As we were saying yesterday, that for the kids, normally at the age of puberty they will be in subtle body. But I was thinking like, unless I did the course, I was in subtle body only.
It came late.
We need one happiness program too.
No, it's up to that level.
Yeah.
Actually, not only like art experiments, whatever, like up to from their level.
We could all repeat our happiness program exactly.
Yeah, I do the karma session and the happiness program. Everybody does the happiness program with me, does the karma session 3 hours with me on the first.
I became a huge fan of you after seeing your videos about karma. My God, that was like.
Yeah, for me also, karma was the main,
that
is really
That's eye opener.
Eye opener.
Because till now we have heard about karma, but it is in a very conceptual form.
Yeah.
The session gave a logical clarity to it. If we have to have it, if I want to go to sleep and know what karma is, then I know point by point by point. This is how. This is it.
Wow.
It clarifies so many questions about the life things and our karmas and all that. Amazing.
Intellectually, you got satisfied with what the karma. Earlier, it was still again
Just a concept.
Yeah.
And it happens every day in our life, like moment to moment.
This moment, this is karma. You telling me all this is my karma to you.
Ektaji, I have a question. When you say the kids get the physical body on the age of, when they get into puberty. Now, when do they start creating karmas?
And they start creating karmas earlier only. Yeah? As soon as the ego comes.
Actions. When they say, for example, a 2-year-old baby, when it does something, it doesn't have any intention, right?
No.
It doesn't have any feverishness.
Yeah, not that kind of. Again, the karma is not created by the action of the baby, by the attachments. As soon as a baby comes to 4-5 years, you will see a baby, no, my toy, I will not give you. Yeah, this starts creating impressions in that little innocent mind. Yes, and many times impressions in a 3, 4, 5-year-old baby are also from previous lifetime. So I told you how that baby came. So there is some raga dvesha with mommy, daddy, even with siblings. That raga dvesha will start playing from the previous life. That sanchita will start playing. Yeah? So maybe two siblings come back again together. And that same thing, you must have seen, no? Two children born to the same parents, but they are like poles apart. Why? What did I do wrong? Why are both of them poles apart? You keep wondering. Yeah? But it's got nothing to do with you. Please stop blaming yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Gurudev said this on the first day, no? Do not be hard on yourself.
It's all play of mind.
It's all play. Everything is a big leela anyway. Yeah? So recognize this thing. It's okay. From your side, do the best. But after that, it's that little kid's karma also. Yeah? So karma is really playing from a very young age. Don't think that it's not there. It's there.
So they get karma when they are in the womb?
No. That is the deep sleep state. Yesterday we discussed this. The 9 months that the baby is in the womb is the deep sleep state.
It is exit from the different.
So how the soul exits at the time of death. He told you there are 4 ways that this can happen. What is the first way?
Anal.
From the anal region. This is for the extremely tamasic people who do not, not on the spiritual path, very gross, completely lost in the material world. It is for those people. Right? That is the first way. Yeah? You will see a lot of excreta, lots of extra waste from the body when this happens, and you would know this is the way it has happened. Yeah? What is the next? The second way? The second exit? To maximum number of people. Yeah? And the next? So, you will see the eye rolls up. The pupil rolls up. You've seen that in movies at least. You must have seen that. It rolls up and that's how the soul exits.
It's for what kind of people?
Most fall into the mouth or the eye roll. Yeah? But the yogis, it is from the top of the head. All of you are yogis. You are all there. Everybody walking this spiritual path. is a yogi. Yeah?
So when this eyes and everything is closed,
Your eyes will be closed. You'll be absolutely in a calm state because you have mastered that art of being 100% aware in the physical and 100% aware in the subtle. Yeah? That's how your energy is moving up actually. So that's why the soul also exits from the top of the head. That's why I explained to you all the chakras and how they meet and the nadi that goes. That's why I explained it to you. Now you understand the exit of the soul for the yogi.
Before this question was, will there be any physical sign for that?
Physical sign for that? It's not for the physical world to know. When you are going to sleep in the night, say around 9:30, 10, you sleep at suppose 11. 9:30, 10, what starts happening to you?
Gradually closing down.
Perfect. You start feeling it. Yes? The dream-like state starts at that time. 1 hour before your regular time to sleep or the body feeling sleepy. 1 hour before your dream-like state starts. Have you noticed that is why at that time it's not working enough?
Yeah.
You're not so sharp. Somebody tells you, how many times I told you? How are you not getting what I'm saying? You are in that sleep-like state already. Yeah? Your dream state starts 1 hour before. And in the morning, when you wake up, have you noticed you're not really 100% fresh? It continues for maximum up to 1 hour after you wake up. Varies from individual to individual, but maximum 1 hour. Not more than that. Yeah? So the dream-like state starts before the physical body actually lying down and going to sleep. Getting this? Yeah? And you all experienced it? You all understand this? Same thing happens at death. Before death is going to approach, you will get into that state, that dream-like state. You will know. Have you seen sharp ancestors of yours? Before passing away, they already told you, it's my time to go now. Yeah? The sharp ones have told you this. You know this already.
But recently my in-law, he has expired, so he, as Guruji said, he lost interest in food. Like, the taste was not there. He doesn't want to eat.
All that can start happening before you give up the body, before you move out. The disinterest can start, and it's very natural. And it especially happens for people who are more spiritually awakened. They will be able to tell, okay, this is the time. It's that dream-like state. It's that feeling that comes to you. You understand it's happening. It's going to happen now.
It is how many days before it happens?
Maximum that the Tibetan and Buddhism philosophy says, maximum 6 months before death you already start feeling it.
Wow, 6 months?
6 months before. Very sharp spiritual people who've been practicing all their life, they know. 6 months before starts the dream-like state. Yeah? And they have a technique called the Bordeaux technique. If you're really interested in Tibetan philosophy, you can look it up. It is a training done in those last 6 months after the person comes to know. Yeah? Training of what to do after you move on. Yeah? So that you're not stuck in raga and dvesha. You drop all the attachments. Yeah? Let go. Because anyway, the strongest impression is going to be frozen. Yeah? Let me start changing those impressions. They go and they forgive people. They let go in those last 6 months. Let go of their attachments. They do many, many things. There's a proper training. It's called the Bordeaux technique.
Which one? What technique?
Bordeaux. B-O-R-D-O.
You are the border technique.
But this is not English word, it is something Tibetan word.
Some of the Swami's, they say that in a certain age they are going to attain samadhi and all. How does that? How do they know?
Same thing. Yeah, somebody who is spiritually.
They are telling like 30, 40 years before they die, actually.
So now,
They can say that.
now this what I'm talking about is about a spiritual person not enlightened yet. So Ravi can come to know. If all his life Ravi maintains his spirituality and walks on this path and is meditating and gets rid of Raga Dvesha, during the last 6 months Ravi will be able to tell. He can get enlightened after that, and voluntarily you can come back to help us all, and you choose your birth, you choose your parents, you choose your longevity, you choose your death also. Got it? All those sanchitas that you could not do anything about, remember? Karma session? All that you choose.
The whole package. Do the siblings also know a little bit about like when like say somebody close in our family is going to die? The siblings would get some intuitions about something going to go wrong in next couple of hours or so.
Whatever, somebody is very connected to the other person. It doesn't have to be a sibling. It can be anybody in the family. They will know. The more open you are, the more the chakras are open, the closer you are to the self, to the causal body, you will know. That is intuition. It happens for all of you. So many times you have the intuition, oh, there is somebody at the door, and there's really somebody at the door. Doesn't it happen to you? Yeah? All of you go through. You've been closest to the causal body at that moment. That's the technique that works for eternity. That's the technique that works for the blessings course. There's a blessings course, you know, no? That's the technique that works. How does somebody really be able to bless you? That person withdraws and goes to the causal, to the Purusha, to the self. And the closest you are to the Purusha, your blessing will materialize.
Is intuition is at the subtle body level or is it the causal body?
Again, the closer you are to the causal, intuition will materialize. You have had this experience many times. Intuitive dream, somebody was saying yesterday. Yeah? You dream something and then really that happens in a day or two. And you're like, oh, I saw this in my dream. Hasn't this happened to you? When did you dream that? Somewhere just out of the deep sleep state. Very close to the causal body. The first dream when you came out back into the dreaming state of consciousness.
You don't get dreams.
And then you woke up.
She told something. And this really happened. I don't know.
He's right,
I don't know why. Maybe like what she told me yesterday that you might get a dream for a certain time, and because of your causal body that gets vanished and you don't remember that dream, and that's why you say you don't get dreams.
Possible.
Yeah. So. And I say, okay, that might be possible.
I've realized I've dreamt of something and the same scene happens after so many years or something like that.
Yes.
And when that scene happened, now suddenly I become a witness to the scene. And I'm trying to remember, I've seen this scene before.
Even if you have not dreamt that happens, right? Even if you have not dreamt that happens, we feel like a deja vu.
That's right.
Absolutely.
But where do you see that? I mean, I've seen this. So I'm thinking, I've seen this scene somewhere before.
Yes.
So, like example.
The past life impression which suddenly opens up.
No. In this life only, like whatever happening.
Suppose this session or we all sitting here that happened in the past life. And few years ago you were very close to the causal body in a deep meditation or deep sleep or just in a meditative state, and you just saw this flash from a previous lifetime. And today again we are together. We are together because of our karmas. You know this, right?
Yeah.
We have a community karma. That is why we are together here in Houston doing Art of Living together. Yeah? So, you saw this 5 years ago. This, but it was an impression from the previous lifetime of us all being together then, and we come back again together here.
Everybody together.
Another thing is,
That's how it works. Yes.
But because of everybody, others' karma would also be different, right?
You're not on karma session?
Yeah, but like how much, like if my karma is bad, then how can I be in your session?
Still. You won't be so bad. Don't worry. You will be good.
No, seriously, because this happens with me too. Like, as an example.
Maybe a few of them are missing here.
No, seriously, but the thing is, like what I observed there, the same thing, the same person, the same everything was there with me at that time as well.
Yes, absolutely. Can happen. No? Deja vu happens.
another thing is causal body is beyond space and time. So it's like almost like a gateway.
Absolutely.
That is somewhere, I think in one of Guruji's talks or somewhere in some discussion, this thing had come up where they said that it is not time, it is not linear. Present moment, it's not linear, it is here. So, like, I think it made sense right now that it is all there right now itself. Everything. And then, but we imagine it on a
linear
scale.
scale.
We imagine it on a linear scale, that is where we get confused.
Yes.
And that concepts get created. But if we look at it this way, then there is no duality, it is only this.
Perfect. She's talking quantum mechanics to you.
Then how does
You
you're
need to-
dissecting the time, so the same thing is happening for different people at the present moment. But for you, whatever you're seeing
You're
happening only
present.
for you.
Yeah.
But the other person is happening something same at the same time.
Yes.
Meaning, I can be at the top of the mountain for my present moment, the other person can be at the bottom of the mountain for his present moment.
Yes.
Then how does
So present, past, future only relative to me. Got it? That is only relative to me. Actually, time does not exist. We'll come to that understanding also when you do Yoga Vasishtha. Time does not exist.
So that's what Buddha said, I'm already old.
I'm already old. If it has to burn, it's already burning. If I have to die, I'm already dead.
It's already burning there.
Yeah.
So all these things are for our eagerness to know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Come on, run. Yes, I'm running.
Because
I'm there, I'm getting there. Oh, you got there? Great. There's nowhere to go.
You're running at the same place.
Since everything is predetermined, then what's the
Just to
use
bring
in
you
everything?
this state, just to bring you to this state of, oh,
Wow.
there's nothing. Oh, to bring you to that nothingness, that's the goal. Yeah?
Like the scientist who studied 35 years.
Yeah.
No matter.
What did I do 35 years? Like that we do.
if that is the case, then what is how does Sanchita Karma, Prarabdha Karma, Agami Karma?
Because I'm so stuck in my past, present, future, that is why it's happening. The moment I let go of this little peephole and look at it as one, karma drops. You stop collecting karma. Then you are called a Jivan Mukta. While in the body, you are free. Yeah?
So that is why those people can see past, future.
Absolutely. If you're lucky enough, Gurudev can tell you things.
Because
Like you were saying that it is there in the dictionary. You have the dictionary. Everything is there. But for an enlightened being, everything is there in the dictionary. But he will open it only when he wants to open it.
So I see the past only what I like it, right? The strongest desires and the
Your impressions are your past. Then there are so many other things that happened in your past, but you've not held on to them. You've forgotten them. You only hold on to your impressions. That is past for you. The day you drop the impressions of the past, yeah, stop this future collection and just be in the present, karma drops off.
Then there is no past, future, nothing is there.
Doesn't exist.
Between impressions and memory, how do you, like, having a good memory is a good thing, but how do you then get rid of the impressions?
No, sweet. No, of course, you do have a great memory, fantastic. Drop the raga, dvesha, keep working on them. Slowly, meditate, come to the present. Don't give so much importance to all that nonsense that we remember. Yeah? Drop. The moment you let go of the attachment to that person from the past, that situation from the past, or that particular thing from the past, it will drop. That memory will also drop. Karma is nothing but memory. You know this, right? I've described this clearly. Karma is memory. The faster you let go, the smaller your karma bag becomes. That does not mean that you lose memory completely. Don't go in another track.
Do you want supplements to enhance memory?
Yeah.
That will take function daily.
Remember the relevance.
Remember the knowledge.
Some people doesn't have that much attachment to anything, like even in the when they are kids, like they don't pay much attention and they don't get bondage to lots of different things, and they don't remember many things. But then maybe it is easy to drop all this nama rupa and all.
No, they also get impressions.
They also.
Yeah. People get impressions. You don't know what's happening inside somebody else. So stop judging others now. Now, on the spiritual path, first thing we have to stop is thinking about others, judging others. I, me, let me start thinking about me. If I have to judge, let me judge me. No, nobody else. Let me judge my own self. And again, stop beating yourself. Judge, okay, what? This was a raga, this was a dvesha. Good, stop. Don't start beating yourself. Oh, I'm useless, I'm hopeless. Nothing is going to happen. And really nothing will happen. You're blessing yourself so that nothing happens. Don't do that. Yeah? Give a blessing to your own self that I will really move on to the path of spirituality.
Yeah, some people they do have what is said internally, but they don't express.
Yes, of course. So that's all. Don't get into judging others. Drop this thing. Yeah? Again, back to the topic, the soul. Soul is wandering too much. Very nice. So, I was talking about 1 hour before sleep, you get into that dream-like state. 1 hour after you wake up, you're still in that state. You're slowly coming out of it. Just like that, 6 months before death, you will know. Yes? You start, what are you supposed to start doing? Yeah. Now don't think, oh, then I'll know now, okay, let me not do now. How will you know then? If you start your awareness practice now. I told you the homework, no, till death. That was just the first part of the homework. Being 100% aware during the entire day, being 100% aware during the night time. Yeah? Keep doing this. This will help you realize 6 months before only that is happening. It is going to happen now. Now is the time I go deeper into my sadhana. Yes? Drop. Ask for forgiveness. Get away from negativity completely. Even if the body is old and diseased, do not get into, oh, this is paining, that is paining. Old people, they keep whining about, oh, this is paining so bad, that is paining. Don't get into this. You're creating impressions for a more painful body. You know that? So stop whining, it's okay. This is paining, that one organ has stopped functioning, good. It's happening faster. Be happy. Let it go. Karma finished. Whatever is happening, pains, body dying, slowly things stop working, be happy. Yes? Do not whine and do not complain towards the end. Drop this negative things that you are already doing. In fact, I say start now, only start training right now. Yeah? But with this awareness only, it's going to happen towards the end. And drop all the remaining ragas and dveshas. And tell your family that at the end, please give me some space. I will do my kriya. I will meditate. Yeah? So take that opportunity that at the last moment you do your kriya. You may be in a difficult physical situation where you can't do all your Vastrika Pranam, but you can do the breathing cycles, right? How much ever it is possible, do your breathing cycle. Yeah, do your Om chanting you can do, if not loudly in the mind you can do. Yes? See that you say bye-bye and just focus on the self. Even if this happens in an accident, even if it is sudden, yeah, immediately what happens to us? Oh, I don't want to die, I want to save myself. Yeah? You are seeing that there is no way in this accident that I can save myself. But that thing, that Jeeveshna will come up. Yeah? Your car is going round and round and round and round on the road. You know it's impossible. Yeah? Just let go. Rather than fear, yeah, drop the fear and relax. Chant Om. Yeah? Meditate. The moment the soul snaps out, you will hear the Om. Yeah? And you will know. But you will know only if you practice awareness from now onwards. If you don't practice this 100% awareness from now onwards, it will not happen at the end.
If you're going through a disease or like after a serious accident, you're in the hospital, so doctors and others will tell you, be strong, don't lose hope. What does that mean? They are telling you to leave.
Yeah, they're just telling you not to cry basically. Inside you start crying and you have fear and you have negativity. Yeah? Just because, let them attach you to the machines. Let them do their karma. Yeah? You do yours. You be ready. Whatever is, I am ready to face. Yeah? There is no harm in doing your kriya even if you're not going to die. You did your kriya for the day. Yeah, you did your Om.
Further treatment is okay. Like refusing to go on the machine.
Again, don't do it out of dvesha. Don't refuse also. There's nothing to reject and nothing to accept. Get into the knowledge, do Ashtavakra Gita. You will understand these things deeper. There is nothing to accept and nothing to reject because the decision is not in your hands anyway. Yeah? Even if you reject those machines, if it is in your karma to suffer the next 10 days, you will suffer. So don't. Just be. You guys do your thingy, let me do my thingy.
You should make a kriya machine actually, the breathing machine.
You can just start a business. Kriya
Yeah, even when all kinds of tubes are connected to you, you're still connected with oxygen. You can do your breathing. You're breathing anyway. Don't give me excuses. Yeah, you're breathing till your lungs. Yeah? So you can do kriya. Guruji is very smart. Yeah? He gave you the best tool, which is there till the last. Yeah? The breath. Yeah? So just do the breathing part. Relax the mind, tell the mind it's okay. Nonsense, don't be so fearful. It's nothing. It's just death. I'm going to rest, I'm going to relax. And be fine. Calm down this stupid mind of yours which will go on this new cycle of fear. If you practiced 100% awareness anyways, throughout your life your fear will go before that. You'll be ready to just embrace it.
He mentioned that actually when he was glorifying the self beautifulness, he said that fears the self. When you latch on to the self more, you will not be feared to the
Absolutely, absolutely. The more you will start meditating and be with the causal body, death will start fearing. That does not mean that you are going to live. It just means that you won't have any more fears.
I can imagine the bird ringing in our world of the sun.
No, Ektaji will come with a stick. Do fear.
My case is going to happen. The Tibetan does timing.
Don't use the chant. Ektaji will come with a stick.
Guruji mentioned something that as we age, we shouldn't get pets.
It's not get pets, don't get attached to them. And you can have the pets because you already have them, but as you age, see that you drop all your attachments. It's not just pets, everything. But pets more so because you can move down the evolution ladder. You come up, you can move down. That does not mean you have to hate. There's no need to hate animals. They are lovely beings. They're awesome. They're darling souls, really. Much better than humans, I feel. There's no need for any dvesha. But don't get attached to them. Towards the end of life, to drop all attachments, I say. Everything, even to little things like food and sex and money, especially lots of people, I give you the example of money, what will happen to you. So many things can happen. Drop, let go. First is kids. Unless you again want to be in the same family. You'll be stuck. How many more? How many times you want to come back? You decide. If you don't want to come back, right now tell your parents and your kids, thank you, lovely life, not again. Don't tell them on the face. Otherwise you'll go home and say, I said to tell you this.
ऊपर मत मिलना.
That's funny. That's some filmy dialogue. Oh, you made it up.
No, I heard somewhere.
Big question. So in Art of Living, we talk about like doing everything in moderation, like having some food or ice cream or whatever. So, but if you try it once, then you will have likings and memories and impressions. So, do you want to go extreme route or how you control it?
That is,
like some people.
okay, I'm not talking about the action, I'm talking about the impression. Let go of your attraction to something or your hatred to something. Don't stop eating the food. You'll starve to death if you stop eating food. I'm not saying stop eating food. I'm saying drop this great attraction that you have to pickles or mangoes or what, eggplant? Guruji said no, that you will be born inside the eggplant. Be little worm inside the eggplant. So these attachments that you have to specific food items. I gave you the homework on first day, no?
Yes.
And the sense of taste you had to identify, on the sense of touch. Did you make that homework? Make that entire list. So you decide. If you are ready to be born inside a mango or an eggplant, okay, continue.
I'll just say, for some people who are causing all these disturbances in the world, can we request the Brahman to take them early?
So very tamastic people again. That tantra method is there, no? Then you imagine them headless. You think that they've been taken away. You don't have to sit and pray.
They are doing all this because of their karma.
Yes.
And because of that only this all exists, no? The good and bad both have to be there together.
Yeah.
Then only the movie happens, no?
Yeah, going to movie is very boring. So we go to the next part. Yeah, you're very clear on your homework. Yeah, your long-term homework until death. Yeah, and you remember the part 1 and the part 2. The part 1 is awareness in waking state, in the night in sleeping state and dreaming state. Yeah, you keep doing this till the till death. And because you will be doing this, the last 6 months you will have the awareness, you will know. Part 1 and part 2. And what to do in the last 2 minutes? Drop everything and just do Kriya and Om. Now, there can be a situation where your loved ones don't understand this. They don't want to leave the room and go. It's okay. You say bye-bye and close your eyes and you do meditation. Yeah? You don't get lost in the raga dvesha. Same thing will happen after you move on to the other side. What will happen? Yes, they'll be like, come here. And that side is Guru. You will have to choose Guru or mom, dad or grandfather, grandmother. Decide.
Some people, they donate their body to science and those types of things. Does Vedanta have any opinion about that?
That's fine. It's just the physical body. You're leaving it, letting it go. So in fact, it's good. You're leaving your attachment, no? Otherwise, you have so much attachment to this physical body. I'll tell you your biggest attachment. Do you know your biggest attachment? It is really not yours, related to the body. Your name. It does not belong to you. It belongs to the body. This body is called Ekta. When this body called Ekta dies, I move on. So who is called Ekta? This I or that piece? Body. You are not your name even. What identity, individuality are you talking about? What is this big ego about?
That will be location. That will be location, that identity.
Even your name is not yours, guys.
Well, actually, someone dies, they say, okay, when do they take the body out? They don't say, when do they take Ekta or those,
That's
So
okay.
that, then itself, it's gone.
It's gone. The name is also gone.
They call it as a body.
Yeah, it's a dad's body or mom's.
Name is also gone. It's not yours.
Is it encouraged, discouraged or indifferent?
No, that's fine. It's absolutely fine. In fact, it's good. That means while living itself, that person has learned to identify, I'm not this body. This is not mine.
Yeah.
It can be used by others. That is so fantastic. Many doctors do that.
And Guruji also said in one of the videos I have heard, somebody asked the same question. He said, by all means donate. You don't need it in a
Yeah, you don't need it.
You don't need it while you're
But then the body don't get those five matters like earth, fire, water, ether and air. So the body, if I donate, my body will not.
Who will have the heart to donate? Who has already disassociated himself from the body? You don't even need to tell such a person, this person is spiritually advanced already there. Yes? This person doesn't have that attachment, doesn't need that. He will move on. Yeah, because he's voluntarily given it up. It's a very big thing. It's not easy. Yeah? Voluntarily he has said that I give this up. It's beautiful. And do that if you get a chance. It will help you disassociate from the body. Yeah. Let's go back to the slide. The subtle body, along with the causal body of soul or consciousness, remains like a collapsed balloon. We discussed all this. All impressions of likes and dislikes for people, situation and things remain. These impressions cannot be gotten rid of in the collapsed state. It has to be expanded. Otherwise you will go through birth and death. That's what, yeah. So you will go through the cycle of birth and death if you do not get rid of the impressions. For some people what happens? That they die on an operation table, like I told you that example of that person, and it's not his time. It was his time to just go through a difficult physical problem, but not his time to die. What will happen? Such a person will return. Next slide. Next slide, Kalpesh. Kalpesh, are you there? Did you take a break? Yeah. You take a detour. That's what will happen. Yeah. The light will speak to you or tell you, this is not your time. Move on. This is the near-death experience that people have. And then they come back. Yeah? So the causal body actually leaves. All that happens, all that was described till now. And it snaps back in. Yeah? And then he obviously lives till years, whatever, how much ever time is destined. Yeah? And for the people who have to move on, who will you meet first? Your Guru. Yeah? And your Guru will take you by the hand and he'll show you the light. He'll show you the window to liberation. But immediately what will happen? Ancestors will also come. That's what, it's very difficult for them. They get lost again in the ancestors and the raga dvesha with the ancestors.
Is it only a spiritual guru?
Yes. Not a guru who teaches you medicine or architecture or whatever, engineering, dance.
Is it on the slide Guru is sitting next to you or what?
Does look like me already there.
So you start running behind him and he is there next to you.
People they get attracted to ancestors according to their raga.
Absolutely. Yes. Whatever dvesha or raga you had towards a particular ancestor, that will become like completely pronounced at that moment. That comes up. Even if you've been suppressing it right now, it's no use. It's going to come up at that last moment. So suppression is not advised. What do? Let go. Clean. There is no use pushing dirt under the carpet. The room is not clean, guys.
Drop means forgetting?
Let go, forget. What did he do? Big deal. It's my past karma. I deserved it. It's done. Whatever logic works for you, forget it. It's okay. I deserved it. I got it. It's over.
Even if you don't have any knowledge about your ancestors, only just in parents told you have this.
Then you don't have those raga dveshas to those people.
But they were from the past. They may be from the past lifetimes also.
Yes.
So we may not remember. We have not met them in this lifetime.
Yes.
We may have it towards my great grandfather or somebody. Then I may meet him there.
Yes.
Someone should not walk in and claim, hey, you are my grandfather.
Up to first 6 months, we remember about past life.
Past life.
After we dead, ancestor comes in, and when we got to know, nobody helps us. Yeah, the whole guru
is there, no? I'm telling you, the guru is there.
Yeah.
Yeah? you have to have the faith in the master. Huh? You cannot say, okay, he is my part-time guru. There is no part-time guru, okay? If that faith there, that is important. That's the key.
And Guruji said in the video also, we are talking that when you do spiritual practice, it shared with your ancestors. So, like if you do like too much practice, like you shine here or close to enlightenment, that's your parent get promoted when they are passed away.
Promoted nahi, but thoda merit, little bit of merit, little bit, huh? So that is why initially when you come on the path, you keep meditating, few months and nothing is happening. Hasn't that happened in the initial phase? All the merit was going to the parents in the beginning. That is why your meditations were not deeper enough, were not good enough. Yeah. Then slowly as time passes, you start reaping the benefits.
We also get from our parents, right? From our ancestors.
No, you give.
You don't get.
When we go there, we make it.
Only material, no?
Only property.
Only property you get.
Not property. But I'm talking about the things like that as well. Like like as we said, like even Guruji said that. Like we say that this is happening because of the blessings from my ancestors.
If you do well in
the property is the blessing of my ancestors. The mango grove that they planted. Today I am a rich man because I have so much mango.
Yeah, and exactly, and that's why I say that it's because of my ancestors. I
property. Physical, material gain.
Not the spiritual gain.
Not spiritual gain.
That's what he said, that is a change.
Guruji said actually that if you have a good son,
Yeah.
then you can.
Yeah.
Or you need to have a good guru. Guru or a good son.
Basically, you are giving to your parents, so your son will give to you. Son or daughter will give to you. Like that. It goes up. Not
They will help you.
No, you shouldn't give up on yourself. Right? To bring your kids into the you can make it.
They can help you.
No, you will make it yourself.
Come back. All excited up with this knowledge. So, what is the window of liberation?
100% awareness.
100% awareness, even at the time of death. Then only can you make it. And it's just a small window, huh? So your guru shows you this is the way. If you get distracted even for a moment, the window is closed. The window goes away. Yes? So this you have to be aware of.
Probably there are thousands of people lined up, right?
Yeah? So we'll revise again. This
Guruji must be very busy showing windows.
Die in India. More crowded there.
Okay, we'll revise the whole thing again.
Yes.
What is the waking state?
Physical body.
No, you were on the correct slide, Kalpesh. What is the waking state? The physical body. Yeah. What is the dreaming state? And the deep sleep state? The causal body. Kalpesh, you're on the wrong slide. Okay. Yes. So, 100% awareness in physical will give you 100% in subtle. 100% subtle will give you 100% deep sleep, and that will reflect at. Absolutely clear about this. If I ask you in your sleep, I'll wake you up and ask you, you should be able to tell me.
100% aware at that time. Those graphics are like etched in my mind.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, so this awareness has been given different names. Tell me the names you know. The different names for awareness. Sakshi Bhav by Ashtavakra. Nyasa by Narada. Lord Krishna calls it Brahmi Sthiti.
Guruji calls it live in present moment.
Guruji calls it live in the present moment. Yes? Buddha calls it mindfulness. Yeah? One small story, huh? Buddha was walking with Ananda, huh? And he was talking, they were discussing something about spirituality only, and a fly was bothering Buddha. So he did this, yeah? And then the fly went away. Again he did this. So Ananda said, the fly is gone, why did you do it again? Yeah? So Buddha said, the first time when I did it, I was not aware 100%. Now I did it with full 100% aware. Even the motion of the hand he wants to be 100% aware. That is mindfulness, Buddha says. Mindful about everything you're seeing, you're talking, you're walking, the motion of the hand, how many times I'm blinking, watching the mind, the thoughts in the mind, and the emotions in the body, and the heart beating, and the breath going in and out. All together. This is mindfulness. This is Brahmi Sthiti. This is living in the present moment. This is awareness. This is being a sakshi, a witness to all that is happening. Yeah. So that's a very beautiful slide again to etch this in your mind, like Mridula said. If you're in the gross physical body, yeah, you become very mindful and aware. Just see the blue arrow side. Yeah? When you are in the subtle body, dreaming state, yeah, you become mindful and aware then. And then if you move to the causal body or the deep sleep state, you become mindful and aware, and that's the way to liberation or nirvana. Yeah? If you are unaware, what happens? The cycle starts again. You are born again. Yes? So etch this in your memory. It's no use etching it on your desktop. It's sitting there. The PowerPoint will only sit there in your memory. Again and again remind yourself, that's where I need to be. Meditate. Clear? Kalpesh, I explained the next slide already. Kalpesh, can you go to the next slide, please? Are you there? I just explained this slide to everybody now. Yeah. And why? Why? Because you're aware in the causal body, in the deep sleep state. What happens?
You're close to the...
Close to? Yeah, to the pure self. Yeah? You're almost at that door. And when you're in touch with the self, that's where you can attain nirvana, that's where you can bless, that's where you can see the past. This is just a repetition. The thumb-sized soul lies in the cave of the heart, cave of the subtle body. Yes, subtle body, heart. Done? The end.
The end. The end.
The end.
They say that only if you have sons, spirits get liberate only if they have sons. If they have daughters, they don't.
No. Guruji clarified that. It's both son and daughter.
Both son and daughter. So,
It's a misunderstanding. Yeah. Not misunderstanding. People who wanted to just do wrong said that. They are the wrong people. Don't listen to wrong people. Use your intellect.
so I saw many people, those who are very sad, those who don't have sons, only daughters.
So, they are blessed. Yeah? It's nothing wrong to have just a daughter. Others will find you so funny if you talk like this to an American. Because something is loose in that lady. She talks like that. Yeah, don't even do that. These are all silly concepts that were twisted out of proportion by wrong people. Yeah? Correct such people if you find them. This is very wrong.
Is there a limit as to how many years of human beings have lived?
No, there is just a limit to the maturity of the mind. 84,000 lifetimes it takes for the mind to mature. Now you understand what I'm saying? 84,000 lifetimes from where you were
small
insect. Your mind was not developed only. To come to this state where you understand the spiritual knowledge and can absorb it and apply it in life, you have taken 84,000 lifetimes to come here. Yeah. So if there are people out there who just are not getting it, don't be mean to them. Might be the 83,000, he has 1,000 more lifetimes to go. Give him that much time. Yeah, don't be mean to such people. Oh, you don't understand knowledge. Don't go on pointing fingers, blaming, hurting. Don't do that. Questions?
No, the Hindi word we use, Marjana. What is that mean? Is it a Sanskrit word?
No, it's a Hindi word. Dead. That's the Hindi for dead. Okay. Questions? Only 15 minutes. After that, I want you to do a process. So I'll give you a restroom break before we do the process. Any questions in the room?
Yes. Read before, and I don't know whether this is that it's possible for leaving learning. But they have something, what they call a spiritual walk-in, where they've seen somebody who was kind of like a bird that committed suicide or suicide of living. And that spiritually, and then there's another soul who wants to like bypass the birth cycle, and it just walks into a body and the other one walks out. That's kind of like a rumor thing, or is it a possibility?
Yes, it is.
What?
Oh, it is? Actually, that was my question.
No. I don't understand.
It's okay, it's okay.
I didn't understand.
Don't get too confused. We will do the higher Upanishads. This is just the third level. In the higher Upanishads, they talk about the other realms of existence and how souls can communicate within the same body. Yeah? So it's all fine. You've heard people say, oh, right now it was not me talking. Somebody else was saying this through me. Very much possible.
They show it in the movies also, right? Like spirits just select from body and go to the body.
Yeah, they do a little extra in the movies. Don't get scared and all.
No, actually,
it's not so bad. Yeah.
Is it possible that like spirit gets into
the whole spirit world out there, nothing to be afraid of. Yeah? But it's a deep knowledge that it's better to discuss on a long weekend rather than tell you now in like the last half an hour. Yeah? There are souls and they can come into the body and leave the body, and that's fine. And it's mostly those that have moved on. Like I remember I told you the Pitras, the Devas, the Kinnaras. Yeah? Now they had their desires, you remember from Kena Upanishad? Tell me one desire of the Yakshas. What do Yakshas give?
To manage the city or something.
money. Money. Gandharva, music, art. Kinnaras, social and political namesake. Yeah? So they had their own desires. Now they want to fulfill that desire and it's not getting fulfilled. So their way of doing it is through you. You remember that? I talked about what is the meaning of through you?
I'm blessing your soul.
Oh, they use our body to get everything, whatever, and once it's fulfilled, they go out.
Don't you hear movie stars, even when they get an award, I really don't know how this happened. Even rich businessmen say, I don't know how I got here. This is amazing. Haven't you heard this? How does this happen?
And on the other side, there are like bad people too. Kill somebody
and they say, it was not me.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, I've taught in the jails, in the prisons. And really, if you go and meet these people, they say, this is amazing, it's unbelievable. How can this even be possible? That I killed my relative or my family member? It was not me, I didn't do it. Once Guruji was in the jail and he asked everybody, okay, how many of you are innocent? Everybody put their hand up. Everybody, not one person was there in the room, in the cell, jail cell or room, who did not put his hand up. They are actually innocent people. It's the karma. And how does the karma come to you? Dvesha, yes, but who brings it now? The Yaksha, the Kinnara or the Gandharva. They are the messengers, the postmen to bring it to you. Your karma, your own Raga Dvesha, no? You attracted it.
So is it
You cannot blame somebody else.
Is it possible that these, all these shootings and stuff that have been happening, that people just turn crazy all of a sudden, where they are not showing any signs of anything like that?
No, but they also had that particular dvesha towards that. It did not happen without having that strong dvesha. Yes? If a negative soul chooses you, it's because you are negative. If a positive soul chooses you, because you are so positive. If a soul chooses me to come and deliver this knowledge of Kathopanishad, I have to be ready to contain that knowledge and be able to deliver. So I am that kind of a soul that can contain this knowledge, and that soul is coming and delivering through me to you.
You should have that patrata.
Yes, I need to have that patrata. Same way for negativity, you need to have that patrata. That is why the negative action is happening through you. Getting it? You subscribe to that karma, and a male man who brought that karma to you was the Kinnara, the Gandharva, the Yaksha, or the negative souls.
But Guruji says, assured all his devotees, like those negative souls
will not touch you. Yes. Once you are on the spiritual path. Why? Think again logically. If I don't harbor the negativity and the hatred like a terrorist would harbor, I will not attract that kind of thought only to me. And if I don't attract that thought or emotion, I won't. That negative soul is not interested in me. Bad candidate. Not you are eliminated from their list. Very bad candidate for this. Let me choose somebody else. Get it? That is why keep your sattva high. That's why walk on the spiritual path. Yeah? But I'm sure Guruji will do the next Shvetashvara Upanishad, because so much was covered from there now. Hopefully that is the next one. That helps.
He has already taught.
No, the Upanishads are all there already.
No,
not yet.
So what is next? We are going to have the session next.
For you guys?
No, here in this session, like physically. So when we can have after maybe after 3 months or so?
Yeah, sure.
But what is that topic will be there?
Patience. We'll discuss. I need you guys, some of you who have not done much, to complete some knowledge sessions. Huh? We'll go into the deeper aspects of Bhagavad Gita next. Yeah. Very, very apt to follow, and it's something that you need it for your daily routine.
Gita is for your daily life.
Yes. Yeah. And don't get into that ego. Oh, I already know lots of shlokas of
No.
I know is the biggest disease on the spiritual path. Yeah? So we can start that. But complete, those who have not done Patanjali, you have to complete Patanjali. Complete your Patanjali, I'll come after that 13th week, 14th week, I'll come.
Can we invite non-art of living people for Patanjali?
You have to have that faith for Gurudev to listen to him for an hour. If somebody doesn't have that faith, has a doubting mind, he will disturb the energy in the room. Yeah, we spoke about how energy becomes high, how you are closer to the causal body. If that person doesn't feel that connection, he is not close to the causal body, he is in the physical, and he is disturbing your energy. Get it? So the faith in the master is required. That is why we do this preferably with art of living people. But get non-art of living into the knowledge. Come. Do the happiness program, then you can join us.
Your mother told when she did Patanjali in Dallas only, and then she immediately she took the happiness program.
That's fine. That's also a good way. When they're just watching, somebody has the faith, it's okay. But I don't want the group energy to be affected by it. Share, give them videos as gifts, let them watch, then let them come into art of living. Neela will teach, Vidula will teach. Yeah, I can teach the next class. Aruvi, who else? 3 teachers. Una will teach. Yeah. Good, some more teachers. Who's becoming the next teacher? Who's going for TTC? Who's preparing? Batao. Mahesh, very nice. And oh, very nice. Who else? Who else wants to?
I don't know that. I may be.
Yeah. Very nice. Okay, I'll give you a restroom break now.